It's Swinburne, the Vespers number 7. This is our opportunity for an ambush. Let's go.
What the? Stop that! How dare you attack me with my back turned! Wait, no, please! Yeah!
Confirmed. Target destroyed. Let's go home, Raven.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This week we're looking at the Basho Frame and all of what my little brain can conjure up to talk about it. But first, since we had a recent game update that came through and kind of ruined a small part of last week's Scout Frame video, thank you. Actually, no, I do actually like the updates. Please do more. I wanted to do a quick update on that, since the only part of that was really affected was the Finder Eye anyway. It went from having 346 attitude stability to 396. The scan distance got increased from 290 to 340, and the energy load went from 125 to 84. Alright then, a fresh video for version 1.7. Let's get this started. The Basho frame parts were all developed by BAWS for an old generation AC. Said AC was one of the earliest models developed to succeed MT class machines, and modern fans of such classic hardware are fond of its characteristic bulk. So yeah, that part where you hear Volta say that Dunham's AC is barely more than an MT, that's why Dunham is piloting a Basho frame, like most of the RLF members, and it's barely more than an MT. But it does have a head, 2 arms, and a leg part that is all attached to a core, which, by definition, makes it an AC and not a muscle tracer. The Basho Head has a very high AP with 1250 AP, good defensive stats, 191 kinetic defense, 169 energy defense, and 192 explosive defense. The attitude stability is pretty mid at 394. The system recovery and scan distance are each a little underperforming at 90 and 390, though the scan effect duration isn't too bad at 14.4 seconds, but the scan standby is low at 10.8 seconds. It's a heavy part, as indicated by the flavor text, with 4,600 whatever unit of measure you want to put there. It ain't pounds, I know that much. We would need a lot more. And it is a very energy efficient part at only 95 energy load. The Basho Core has an AP of 3,840, putting it just above average. The kinetic and explosive defense are up there at 435 and 460, but the energy defense is just a little below average at 398. The attitude stability recently got buffed to 502, and it has a high booster efficiency adjuster of 119, but the generator output and supply adjuster are both suffering at 85 and 94. For a core, it's not ultra heavy at 16,100, and the energy load is a nice 300. The Basho Arms have a high AP of 2,430 AP, though the defensive stats are a little underperforming, with the kinetic at 208, the energy defense at 191, and the slightly better performance of the explosive defense at 225. These arms aren't holding too much, as the arm limit is very low at 10,520. They have bad recoil control at 66. The firearm specialization follows suit at a low 53, but they do have the best melee specialization in the game at 158. They are light as a feather at 10,480, giving them, I think, the best AP to weight ratio in the game, and they are energy efficient at an energy load of 210.
We're 619 and 620. Dead? Which ones did I kill, I wonder? Don't let him. Walter, stay away.
Moving on to the Basho Legs. Dude, what is up with the bird leg stats on like all these frames? Anyway, The AP is mid at 4,240, with the kinetic and energy defense both also being mid at 362 and 325. Though the explosive defense is still pretty high at 398, the feature stats of these legs are all below average, starting with an attitude stability of 824, a slightly underperforming 62,600 load limit, and a jump distance and height at 152 and 290. Somewhat light for legs, they are at 19,720, and like the other Basho parts, they are very energy friendly at 300.
I've taken your comms link offline for now. That massive dose of coral nearly killed you. Please, you have to focus on winning this.
Overall, it is a very traditional and decent frame, especially if you're a fan of melee-focused builds, and is a nice answer to explosive-heavy builds, as this frame is the anti-explosive frame. It has a pretty high AP of 11,760, and with a biped that is not really heavy at 72,440, that makes it pretty nicely balanced on the weight to AP ratio, even with that fat heavy head. The kinetic defense is decent at 1,196, the energy defense is a little lacking with only 1,083, but it shines against explosives with that 1,275 explosive defense. The attitude stability is pretty average at 1,720 and an almost above average attitude recovery of 126. Target tracking sucks at 80, and with the starter internals with no weapons, it's got a base boost speed of 325. To take advantage of a frame like this, I suggest a Kikaku booster to take advantage of the melee attack thrust alongside the arm's extra melee damage, turning your melee attacks from short-range attacks to mid-range attacks. And since you don't need to get close, you can pop a P05 FCS on there for maximum mid-range targeting. To power it, I'd go with a Hakushi generator or something with a comparable output and capacity. Take some sort of chip damage or ACS maintenance weapon in the right hand. My choice here is a Turner or a Scudder, and in the left hand, bring a melee weapon. And my choice on that would be either the butter knife or the laser blade. Bring some alpha damage on the back, like the Morley or the Earshot, and missiles often cap the whole thing pretty nicely. But if you're good at weapon swaps and you really want to spice it up, then spice it up with an extra melee weapon on the back. With something like this, you can use melee canceling to make travel really fast and efficient too. I thought about including the jailbreak here, but it kind of becomes a bit of a different beast with how it is, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make that the next frame that we cover next week. So I hope you all enjoyed this week's educational video, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next.